Hey there. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ann Perry, and I'm super happy to see you coming in today to meet my guest, Allison May. Hey, Allison.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so pumped for this discussion.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Allison and I met a few months ago. It seems like a long time ago, but we only met a few months ago. But we've become fast friends, and I knew as soon as I met her that she needed to speak to all my peeps. So here she is. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about light language, or as Allison will often refer to it as soul language. It's more commonly referred to as light language, but it's one and the same, I gather.
Similar, yeah.
Similar. Okay. So I'll let you distinguish that here. But this is a topic I know very little to nothing about, but I'm super pumped. And the reason I'm doing this interview is because Allison is going to be my guest speaker in my Clarity Seekers community. There we go. Tuesday, August 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be doing a whole presentation. So this is going to give you just kind of a little heads up as to what's coming up. I'll tell you a little bit later on how to get into to that discussion. But Allison, so she is the co-founder and CEO of come on, help me out. Pelucidity.
It's really funny. I don't say it like that.
Okay, tell me. How do you do
it? That's how I read it.
Pelucidity.
It's much easier to say, don't you think?
Yeah.
I realize it's our company, so we can pronounce it however
you can say it however you want. It's yours.
Pelucidity.
Yeah. I like it. So she's got quite a long bio, so I'm just going to read some notes to you guys off it because it's important that you know exactly who she is and what she does, because she really is quite amazing. I have to say that although I'm not as familiar with the work that Allison does, I have to say that I have had a personal session with her, and it was pretty intense. I'm going to put it out there. Very positive and yet very intense.
Yeah.
So Pelucidity. In life. And she's also the founder of Psi Uniste. She's a coach. She's a mentor. She blends various modalities to assist those in living their best lives. And Allison activates you to your soul language and provides support, provides guidance. I know she's definitely been there for me during what can be a really amazing opening, an awakening period of discovery. She specializes in deepening the relationships with others and helping them move forward to their own personal alignment. I love that. Soul language is the language of one's soul, and it combines all of your past lives and heart space expression to really be able to bypass the brain and create massive healing. Man, this means we can get out of our heads for once and for all. Holy. So I find this really quite interesting that you've combined your skills as a Reiki master and a soul speaker in a form that you're calling soul Reiki. Now, there was a time that I would have had a problem with that because I'm all Dr. Usui, right? But it was when William Lee Rand came into Karuna Reiki, and I thought, well, if Dr. Usui can download a whole system, why couldn't William Lee Rand and why couldn't Allison May, right? So I find it fascinating. I really do, because I've taught Reiki for years. So she calls this Reiki on steroids. How cool is that? And it really is for those who are seeking to weave new stories and break down old cords that are no longer serving them. Love it. And this often creates another awakening and deepening in the understanding for her clients. So I'm just going to pop up your website here so people can see
thank you so much.
Where you are.
Right
there. Okay.
Yep. That's the fastest way to find me.
So on August 30th, at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be expanding on this topic. But I wanted to give our viewers an opportunity to kind of find out a little bit more about this soul language. And, how did you get a sense that you wanted to do this, or that you even got involved in it?
Oh my gosh, those are great questions. It's always been within me. I just thought that I was making up songs and making up noises and languages. I never really felt like English really allowed me to express the depth of the emotions that I was feeling. And so through my childhood, I would kind of just, release that in any kind of noise that would really allow me to get it out. And it wasn't probably until, those informative years of learning where I really started studying other languages and kind of discovering, especially with the Eastern languages, they have like 500 different words for love, right? And we have one in English. And I really started to kind of dive into the depth of that. I then really I got lost in Reiki for a while and studied that very deeply. And I came across this quote from Usui Sensei saying, you know, this is just the foundation. Reiki is your practice. Take it where you want. And that's pretty much where the depth of my awakening kind of started to begin, where my past lives came back and doing all of that beautiful work and really realizing that we have this within all of us. We all have the ability to express ourselves authentically. And part of the fun of having a voice box and a human is we can do it in so many different ways. We can also write and sing and dance. And, you know, a lot of us have come here to really just express that. And so soul language, you know, is the language of light. Comes directly from source, from your other parts. It's this part of you that yearns to be free and to open and to express. And the beauty about it is that it allows us to really connect deeply without jumbling up the words, you know, and they talk a lot about, you know, Dr. Gail talks about this a lot too. Once you get to the higher densities, the higher frequencies, it becomes more collective, more telepathic in that way. So as they're speaking, right, you're speaking in another that way, you're also sending messages and the whole message is received, not just a part of it. It's like getting the text message and understanding fully the whole story with one sentence. Is that concept? And how often does that get misinterpreted, you know? And so the soul really allows to connect. And oftentimes it's a greeting of old friends or just a knowing that you're not alone and you belong, and that the power really does lie within. You know, we've had these great teachers come before us who have really anchored in this language, this frequency of love, and we're here to really expand on that. And so it's so beautiful because everyone's able to kind of take it how they want to, you know. In my storyline, soul language, and, you know, the language of light is very specific. It's just how it came to me. It's something that has been very prevalent in my own story, my own path. But it, you know, some people, it's not like that. Some people, they call it light language. That's okay too. You know, it's really all about connecting truly with yourself and another and many. And it breaks down the barriers of, humanity to really remind us of, you know, who we really are.
So is this then fair to say that this would be almost an expression of our DNA?
Yes, that is another way to put it beautifully. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it would be a reflection of all of the previous lifetimes that we've had, and that tapestry of who we are as a result of all the experiences that we've had.
Mm-hmm. And some people really love the idea of connecting with the galactics, right? Mm-hmm. Really connecting with, they really just vibe with an Octurian or Mantis or Lyra, you know, and they really feel that, and that comes through. It's quite possible that was one of their favorite lifetimes or many lifetimes in that space where they really grew as a soul. And you know, it's kind of a call to home too, like, you know, because for a lot of souls, Earth is a very foreign place. Not many souls here. So it's kind of a way to connect with home and each other. But yeah, it is just like that. It's really, and when you activate the language of your soul, you know, the language of light within you, it really starts to just allow you to really dive deep into your own healing, learning your own lessons, really bringing you up. It is definitely a deepening in the awakening. But it really does help you get through some things to allow you to live your greatest and best life here on planet Earth.
It totally, you know, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, because I've gone through the activation process with you, and my experience, I have two friends, as you know, who've also gone through the activation process, and they came out of it within a week or two of speaking this really unusual dialect, right? And both of them are very uniquely different. You know, you listen to one speak and you listen to the other one speak, it's like so different. And then listening to you speak, it's different again. But it's just, I have not done that. And yet I'm not comparing myself to their experience, because I feel the uniqueness of what this is means that there's absolutely no way that you can compare it, because it does reflect you personally.
Yes.
It's like, that's it. It's like it's like your fingerprint.
Exactly.
Right?
And when we all combine each of our own beautiful frequencies, our own notes, we make a gorgeous symphony, right? And it harmonizes, and that's what really grows. It's very often why we're so moved by music, because that is also something else that bypasses that analytical part of our brain and just allows our heart to really to be.
Yeah, and if we're all sort of coexisting on many planets and many galaxies all at the same time. So, I mean, I could be here, I could be there, I could be, several different places all at the same time. It makes sense that we would have a language that could be applied everywhere.
Yes.
So to speak, right?
Yeah. And there are many who do work that are very specific in the niches of really holding on to a certain frequency and activating in that way. And that's more of kind of the light language realm, where there are very specific dialects. But we all have the ability to speak all of them and everything. It's really allowing what speaks to us in this life. Right. Because I like what Amber said, we're all mirrors of each other, right?
Yeah,
so we meet each other and have different stories that come together and weave. And for me, soul language, and after I was activated, really, I just catapulted as a person. I was able to work through so many deep heart wounds that have plagued this life and many other lives. Every day is just a miracle. The most magical thing, even as tragedy happens, as I was saying beforehand, our very dear mentor and healer just passing, just finding out, beforehand, I can really sense her, and it's so easy to communicate because we're so soul to soul in that way. There's less of the illusion of separation. It's beautiful.
It's definitely a very personal experience, because I'm sort of watching my two friends, good friends, going through the process after their activation. And the one thing that surfaced for me that I find so interesting is the shadow work.
Yeah, it's really fun, isn't it?
No.
That's why we offer a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's so amazing. It's like, oh my God, it gives me something more to journal about. It's like, there's the missing piece. I had this epiphany that came to me that I realized I wasn't doing enough work with the inner child, right? And I had this issue. I had this experience with my grandmother that caused me a lot of pain over the years and whatnot. And I kind of held on to that for a long time. And recently, I started to see why I have trouble with little girls. To me, it's so obvious now why, because I've never been kind to this little girl, right? Because I was, got stuff. But everybody does, right? So it's no big secret. But it made me realize that when I see somebody with a little girl and she's needy or she's whatever, she wants to be daddy's little girl, I'm like, bring it on, sister, kind of thing. It invokes this anger in me. Like, where is this coming from? Now I get it. Now I see it. How can I possibly nurture a little girl if I can't nurture my own?
Yeah. It really is diving deep within yourself. And your natural soul language is numbers, right? Like you kind of came already activated in that way that that the way that you come in the world and the way that you express your soul's language is through that. And that is something that you can translate it. And not only that, you take it and you translate it into English so others can work the puzzle and work backwards that way, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right? And you allow it to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So you take these numbers and then you get the activation, and you go.
Yeah. And one of the things I had to come to terms with many years ago was that I'm not like other numerologists. I'm really not. I'm not technical. If you ask me how to do a particular calculation, I'm probably going to have to look it up. And so I compared myself a lot because I was trying so hard to be like all of the other numerologists out there, but I wasn't like them. And it wasn't until I allowed myself to be just me, and just do me, that things started to come together. And I think that's so true, because then you're really being true to your own soul without comparing yourself to anybody else.
Yeah, that's the best. I was born as an Aquarian, so I have a natural streak to rebel out the gate. So that was really helpful for me, because otherwise I think I'd probably be a lawyer.
There you go. So how would somebody benefit from being activated to soul language? Like what do you see as something commonly that might happen for someone? I know there's no commonality to it. I guess that's probably not a fair question, but
deep healing and community.
And community. Okay.
Yeah, those are the two biggest. You're healing yourself, and you're finding your community in a way um, that is accessible because you're accessing your heart and your soul directly. So the universe just automatically aligns to that. It doesn't have all the chatter from the brain, because the brain kind of goes, oh, okay, I'm listening, I'm in alignment, and
Right.
allow your community to come together in that way. And I think that is probably the greatest gift, soul language.
And so when you have been activated to soul language, would it be fair to say then that as you were going through your own healing process, that generations before you are also healing?
Oh, there's so much healing everywhere.
Yeah.
I've noticed it within my own personal family, with my friends, and just how we work together, really seeing the archetypes for what they are, really allowing myself to really step out and say, oh, this is what I've come to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take myself out of it and really be able to express that love. And it's a great way to channel love and peace and forgiveness to those things that have hurt you, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, we do come and we agree, we've got these boardrooms and these blueprints, and we all sit around and we work out the pieces, and we all come together, and soul families come together, and we trade and all that. And then we get here and we go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I want to do all this, right? And so the soul language really allows that release, right? That truth and that wisdom to come through, and really be able to see another as yourself and say, oh, I see where that person is a human, and they did this to help me do this. And although it looked like this certain thing, it really was another way of love. And really that is the depth of it. And then that alleviates so many generational fights and pain and trauma. Yeah.
I can remember my dad has come through on several readings when we've met with mediums, and he's always saying, I'm learning so much from Anne. She's blowing me away. This is amazing what she's teaching me. And I'm like, what? And you don't really realize it, but it's really amazing to know that the work that we're doing on ourselves is healing all the generations before us.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Generations ahead of us, right? Yeah.
And as we heal this life in this moment of now, all of our echo lives are being healed too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is benefiting from it.
Absolutely. And so the benefits of activations and also tetherings. Can you elaborate on tetherings?
Oh, tetherings, that's some deep work. This modality was co-created by myself and my good friend, Tina Powell. And we spent a lot of time really diving deep and working on each other, which was quite a ride. So we take soul language and we really tie in all of our modalities together. So there's encoding, embedding, cutting cords, Reiki, soul Reiki. Oh my gosh, all kinds of different dialects come in. There's contract amendment and completion, and going into the Akashic records and pulling up past lives and going into your ancestors and doing all of this. And we work with 10 of the main bioenergy centers, chakras in our system, to really get them into full alignment. And so that you are able to become center and really allow yourself to flow and grow and heal.
Wow.
It's no joke. But when you're ready for it, you're different. My one friend, because we all become friends at the end of it, right? We work in somewhere from 10 weeks to 12 months. We do a collective once a month. I think the next one's in October. And we always start with the heart, and then we do intimate ones and we do private ones. And what's really great, my one friend goes, just use me as an example. And I go, okay. And he goes, just tell them why I came. And he came and he wanted to quadruple his salary. That's what he wanted. He said he'd been working for 15 years to figure out how he could make more work, more money. That's what he wanted. He wanted to do all these projects and really get back, but he knew he needed a certain level. And so he started the tethering. And at the end of the tethering, he went from a $300,000 salary to $1 million salary.
Wow.
Because that's what he wanted, right? So it's what you intend. And with that, and since then, it's been a couple years now, it's still in effect. I mean, it never stops, because it really brings up that you are truly a limitless person. And once these things are helped to kind of move and come into your awareness and moved and healed, like you can do anything you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And so that's why I love the tethering. But I will say it is very intense. And you get codes and decodes too. So we've got a friend who channels all the codes for each one. And then we have another friend who decodes it, and it just goes and goes forever. It's a never ending puzzle. It's beautiful. I love it.
It sounds like fun. So, you know, like I taught Reiki for years and was I'm a Reiki master as well. And so I always said to people, you know, the one attunement is really all you need. But if you ever feel that you need to be reattuned, you're welcome to come back.
Yeah.
So how often would you suggest somebody would require to be attuned to soul language?
Question. Once you're activated, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get the fun of exploration and deciding what feels right and what doesn't feel right. It really is a lifetime exploration of truth, and a never-ending miracle of how limitless and magical life can be.
It's so, because I remember when you and I did our session together, and I remember you looking at me going, "Are you really ready for this?"
Hopefully, I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Oh no, I'm not gonna mute myself. They're just gonna work. Sorry, guys. I've got y'all.
So yeah, my experience was that as you were traveling through, I mean, you're going to demonstrate should tell everybody that Allison is going to give us a little taste of what soul language sounds like. And before we went into it, you said, you know, things are going to get a little bit quicker and whatnot. And oh my gosh, they went really, 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 really fast. It's just like it's not even from you when you're speaking it. Mm-hmm. But what I found was that when you were starting to go into the Akashic records, it almost sounded like your language was starting to be playing in reverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And I could feel myself traveling back. Like I physically was getting kind of pushed back. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's really neat.
It is. Sometimes it really feels like it's like a confirmation that magic is real.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. So we talked a little bit before we got on today, onto our live broadcast, about possibly you maybe delivering a message in soul language that would be maybe a healing message for anybody who felt inspired to be here today and anybody who might be inspired to watch the video after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should we just dive in and do it? It's always the best when it's unexpected.
Let's do it.
Happening. Okay. So for everyone who's joining, thanks so much. What I'm going to just talk to your brain for a minute, because it's really important that your brain's already kind of caught off guard. And when it's in the unknown fight or flight, it's like, I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into like a light meditation. We'll do a little bit of grounding. So really allow yourself to ground. And then what will happen is I'm just going to tune into your heart space. So everyone here in the present moment of now, in the future, in the past is all coming together, because as we know, time is not real. And this will be us connecting soul to soul directly. So the only thing you have to do is to allow it. And I always recommend really tuning into your own body and seeing where you feel it, or if you smell something, or if you hear something. For the deeper ones that we do, I always recommend water and tissues, and maybe a snack too, because sometimes you just need that quick grounding. This particular moment will contain a lot of just the reawakening of the wisdom and truth within, and to release really, sorry, they're talking to me, to really release these falsehoods and storylines that aren't you, and to really allow to dive in. So a lot of times, see, it's getting, this is how you know it's gonna be really bad, because my dogs are like super on edge. That really means that everyone's coming home and really getting crazy. So basically, so when this happens, this is like so perfect. When the dogs get like this, that means there's galactic councils coming, elementals are coming, source is coming, everyone's coming. Some people may already be feeling the pressure on their third eye, somewhere on their body, really taking to that. I know they're gonna have to take the dogs out now because, oh no, one stayed. They're very protective over me when we get into it. So this really will be a very powerful thing, and just really allow yourself to receive what you need at this time. Did I get everything correctly? They're always teasing me. Aquarian, right? So I just kind of like talk, and then I go over here, and then it happens. And I was like, did I give all the information? I did. But yeah, so we're really just going to start. So You can just relax. And this is something that you can receive with your eyes open or closed if you want to watch, because I will be doing what we call coding or something of that nature. So you'll be seeing me kind of do this. So if that's what you want, it's also being recorded too. So you can always come back to it. But I really the moment is tuning into your space. So the greatest way to connect with your soul and your soul's language is to drop into your gratitude. So I always recommend that people really like lean in and really start to give your brain the project and give something to do, is like, think of your favorite memories. For me, it's like holding my kids' hand and having like a beautiful cup of coffee with my husband on the porch, just walking along the beach alone. Anything that's really like makes you feel really good, a warm bath, anything like that, and just allows you to kind of be in that state of knowing that everything is okay. And that really kind of opens up the heart. They teach this a lot too, with your breathing as well. Just go ahead and just allow yourself to breathe naturally. Okay, good. I feel like everyone's ready. Okay, so just take a moment and just kind of close your eyes or settle in. You can even put your hands on your heart if you're feeling. You can do some tapping too if that feels really good, to really tune into yourself. You just want to go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold that and release. This is just signifying that we're here in this present moment of now, and we're saying yes. Yes to love, yes to wisdom, yes to truth, yes to ourself. We are saying yes to the limitless possibilities of everything and then some. And through your breath, just notice what your body is saying to you, how you're sitting with your spine, how secure your legs and feet are on the ground. Just focus on those feet, how stable they are. Allow yourself the roots growing from them, connecting into the soil, into the root system. Seeing them high up with roots of trees and flowers and shrubs. Allowing yourself to receive the messages and to give love. Letting the planet know that we're here together as one. As you're feeling the calls, you can go deeper, wrapping these roots around the fossils and the stones of the planet. Perhaps there's a citrine that is calling for you, or maybe an amethyst. Allow yourself to go there. Just really noticing how good the earth feels, how solid and real it is, how at home we are here. And if you're feeling the call to go deeper into the sacred waters below, pristine and clear, and allow those roots to dip in and drink up the wisdom of what is. And if you're feeling the call, allow your roots to go even further down to the center, to the core, to the heart space, to the soul space of this planet. Sending love, receiving love. And allow all of this energy to come up into your body. You just notice where it's filling out, where it needs to be at this time. Beautiful. Okay. Now that we're all settled in, consciously step in between the no thing and the something. Here together as one heart, one breath, one mind, one soul. We choose to open ourselves up, heart forward, to allow what is needed at this time to be received for our greatest and highest good, for our fractal selves, our whole selves, collective, all that is known and unknown. For we are here with purpose and joy. Allow your mind to speak its truth. Allow the emotions to pour from your heart. Take notice of maybe you're going to need a snack later. This is exactly where you should be, here in this moment of now. Allow yourself to know the wisdom, the truth, to release. Okay, my friends. Okay. Ia shotora anahini anarai. Taraishia natara ara ia sotoro yanatia si. Ara ia na sotoro hia shatara ia nana. Dori ia na shatia sotoro hi. Ashataria na ia saturo. Puruhana shatikia sotoro. Anya ha shara ia si. Doro ana ia shati. Kuro yamatara ikia satotora ini. Aturo ora anarashi asataria a. Kuro iya no soto. Ashana tia doro. Beautiful. We're going to run for our money. We're going to skip some dialects and go around. So you're going to hear a lot of different things coming through. Yeah, okay. Gonna go fast and slow and high and low, so just let it go, and it is. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Right, yeah. Natura ay ni to ni na ni turo ya na yo ay na ni turo ya na ya ya mo ya ni yo so wa turo na ni turo ni na ni to ni na turo ni turo ni ha to ya na ha ko ni ma ha ya kuro husna kasa iya tus ana ya ta ta ni ma tutoria ha ku ya ma iya tutoria. Aresta saya na sakia sura bola hanya na iya sura berarti Karsis, naksis, motarsis, wat is naksus ura ara isya itu. Allow all of that to sink in. Allow your brain to go, what just happened? Allow it to play itself back, to pick up, what was that? What did that feel like? Oh, I noticed. What did you notice? This is you. You are noticing you. You are able to stand in your truth, in your wisdom. You are releasing what no longer serves you. You are free, limitless, and full. Breathe that in. Release it out. Allow yourself to come back into your body. Perhaps you're up in the stars, coming down through the clouds in the sky, into that beautiful brain, head, and heart. Allow yourself to notice your breath in and out, wiggling those toes. Open your eyes when you're back.
Well, that was light.
Yeah, that was so light.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fascinating to me. It absolutely fascinates me. I'd love to hear from some of our viewers how they're feeling and what they might have experienced. We're going to open it up so that you guys can ask your questions of Allison. Now is the time. We got a few more minutes before we're done.
what just happened?
I know, right? Everybody's kind of like, what?
Always like the first time you're just like, oh, what just happened? Yeah. Oh, Corey, come back to it. It's so fun. It's never ending fun.
It's recorded, Corey. And if you want to, if you want to attend our live event, let me just put the banner up for you. You're going to go, whoop, you're going right here. Boom. That's where you're going to go. That's how you join up to the Clarity Seekers community.
Get in on that.
Yeah, it's we're doing we've got there's like 45 various master classes in there already, and there's new ones every month. The next couple of months, we've actually got 2 master classes and 4 numerology classes. So I'm actually teaching numerology live in these groups. So yeah, check it out.
Amazing. Your first numeral class? I know.
Oh yeah, you were there. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I love so much. I don't know if anyone else has gone. You should do it because it's like so easy to understand. I was like, oh, I'm not afraid of numbers anymore. I think I can do this. I'm going to go to next. So
it's just, we're just speaking numbers. That's all we're doing, right?
So
But I try to keep it, right now we're starting out very slowly. Even if you have an experience with numerology, this is going to be very different for you. So I would love for you to check it out. But this is where our event next week on Tuesday, August 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern time, where Allison is going to really elaborate on this discussion. So you're going to be able to learn a heck of a lot more. Yeah. And what I want to point out as well, that we're not going to be doing this on StreamYard. We're going to be doing this on Zoom. So you're actually going to be able to open up your mic, open up your video if you want to, and have a conversation with Allison and myself. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty neat, right? Mm-hmm. So you might want to check that out.
I love it.
But let's go back and check out some of these questions. So Corey's going to check out the replay. Awesome. Excellent. Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are, but I'm glad you're here. Felt like dragon energy coming through. Any thoughts about that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dragon definitely came in. Yeah, that's the fun, right? You can channel anything you want. It's awesome.
And Monica says, I'm feeling great and had a release. Yay! Girl, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Whether he'll call us, good to see that you're here. And Brianna's here, and Kristen is here.
We're a party.
Donna's here. So Donna says, as I sat here, I felt the anger, sadness, and pain related to my son's death be focal point, and how it was okay to let go of this anger and pain. At the same time, I wonder why I keep being awakened by the sound of a doorbell or phone ring, but neither was real. I ask for guidance on the meanings, if there is any to the feelings I had during this and what's going on. What's your thoughts, Allison?
Yeah, that's him saying I'm okay. And it's okay to open the door and step through and continue your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'll be a warning to you, I'm hearing. When you need to pay attention to something, you're just going to hear it randomly. That's him being like, hi, pay attention to this.
Donna, what I got for you from this, I'm looking at the time that you posted it, and it's 4:37.
37.
So that comes up as a 14:5. And the message that comes through the guides in that is that this is about slow and steady wins the race. 145 is you developing the confidence to develop a step-by-step process so that you can be freed from the grief. So I hope that helps you on some level.
That's so perfect.
Yeah, that feels good.
Oh my gosh. We're going to combine forces and it's going to be incredible.
It'll be scary.
You guys, it'll be a party every time.
Everybody says crazy, but I tend to get something happen when I go to sleep. So maybe,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Keepers they make sure that you're.
Well, like I said to Allison earlier that, I, after my attunement with her, after she activated my light language, honestly, I didn't feel a lot different afterwards. I mean, during the process, it was very profound. But afterwards, it was like, whatever. Wham! Well, this is what she was talking about, right? And it wasn't bad. It wasn't at all bad, but it's just the aha moments and the realizations and the way that I look at things differently now, and how I'm willing to receive the healings because of the epiphanies I'm having. It's really been quite uncanny. But it's a slow and steady wins the race kind of a healing process. And as you mentioned to me, Allison, it was like a 10-month process.
Yeah,
it's only been a month or more. Mm-hmm. I've gone through this, so I expect to have wings on my back. Mm-hmm. I'm done.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Erin McCarthy. Good to know that that's you. Glad to see you here. You're welcome, Donna. Kimberly says that was amazing. Thank you. The energy flowing through me was incredible. I felt a whole new connection through me. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Okay, let's just see what else we got going on here. Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia. Good to see you too. Thanks so much. My inner child just wants to play now. That's fantastic. Good stuff. Divine Earthkeeper, because we are from a different planet. We are all from different planets, and we're all coexisting on different planets all at the same time. You all need to follow Dr. Gail. Dr. Gail, Starseed Healer on YouTube. She talks an awful lot about this kind of stuff. I think, Allison, I don't know, are you on her channel?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
So are you going to be on her channel, or is she going to be on yours?
You invited me, isn't that sweet? Once I get my crazy life a little calmed down, everyone's coming to my house to play too. I'm gonna get you on there. We're gonna have so much fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dr. Gail is again somebody I've met the last few months, and she's a starseed healer for ETs. And she heals the ETs. She works on a huge spaceship with these ETs. It's absolutely the most phenomenal conversation you'll ever want to hear. She is someone who was a chiropractor before she got involved in this work, but she's doing some massive healings. I personally have received a healing from her for a shoulder issue that I had, and it was a recurring shoulder issue. I couldn't kick it. Boom, gone. Like, boom. It was that good. Yeah. She's something else. So check her out. Let's see. I'm surprised she's not here. There she is. Skywalking with Moon. You're late. I was just singing your praises, Dr. Gail. Anyway, lots of green and teal. A gray showing me a heart. Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
Getting some visualizations. That's neat. Yeah. Excellent.
Monica asked a question. This is I am not getting every comment, so I'm excited that I was like, oh, I see one.
Okay.
How does one deepen and open themselves up to light language? I felt like I understood and I was speaking it with you. Yeah. You self-activated, Monica. Welcome to the party. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't need to be. Sometimes if I hit a dialect of your soul's language, of your language of light that you know is home, your soul is going to respond to it. And the nice thing is you don't have to wait turns, right? You could talk time. So yeah.
Do we get t-shirts when we get the activation?
We should make t-shirts. That would be so fun.
Right? It's in the mail, right?
Definitely practice.
Yeah. Nadia's here. Good to see you, Nadia. It's always nice when you show up. I love that. Yeah. So let me just put that date up one more time, because we are going to be expanding on this topic. So if you enjoyed what you received today, hang on to your socks, because it's about to get a whole bunch better. Tuesday, August 30th. Okay, that's a week tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It will be recorded, but like I said, it's so much more fun in the group, in the community, because this is going to be done on Zoom, and you'll be able to talk to Allison, actually talk to her rather than typing all these messages. So this is going to be really, really fun. There's always a PDF handout that comes after these master classes that we do, and there's the audio that's produced as well, so you'll be able to listen to it if that's what you want to do after the fact. It's all in. There's about 45 master classes in there now, so check it out. It is Clarity Seekers Community. It's now open. It's $22 a month, and that includes 4 1-hour live numerology classes and 1 to 2, sometimes more, master classes with guests like Dr. Gail and Allison. So it's pretty neat. There's a lot going on in there, so I really hope that you'll consider joining us. And Allison, there's your website, sayuneste.com. And you might want to check her out there. You can book a one-on-one session. Maybe you want to explain a little bit about what you can do for people one-on-one, Allison.
Well, there's a couple different things. There's like 101 seekers. So if you're not sure, there's just like a little quick, like half an hour where you can just be like, hi, what? I go, let's figure it out. And then I do 2 more levels of that. I do a 1-hour one and a 2-hour one where you can go really deep seekers. Obviously, activating one's light, like their language of light, their soul language. We do a combination. I love to work in groups, so that we do like the tetherings in that sense you can do privately. You can also do soul Reiki if you just want to receive healing. We teach it too. There's it's really like endless.
Nice.
Yeah, so any kind of deep healing, I do deep healing, all of everything and then some. That's what my friend, she was like, that's your tagline, because you do all of everything and then some. So
lots of brushes in the box.
Yeah, so it is.
That's
yeah.
excellent. Well,
If you're not sure, do the Seeker. That's the best one to start with.
That's the one I did, wasn't it? 2-hour one?
Yeah, you did the Deep Seekers. You got all the in there.
Yeah. Well, I just went with whatever spirit called me because I really didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful that that's what I chose, but I just let spirit guide me to what I needed. So, but there'll be a lot more to learn this time next week or Tuesday of next week, guys. So I really encourage you to hook up with us. If you want to check out the community, just go to my website, AnnPerryNumerologist.com. Right in the top, it's right there. There's also a resource. My whole website's been rebuilt. If you haven't seen it recently, you have to go check it out. I'm so happy. Linda Daly from Daily Progress completely revamped my website. It's working beautifully. You can book your readings there. You can check out what's going on. The monthly forecasts are in there. It's just really all inclusive. There's a resource section in there that's got my blog, all kinds of information on numerology as well. And of course, my YouTube channel. So check me out there too. Got a couple more questions here or comments. Nadia, it's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, August the 30th. Timothy Fisher's in the building.
Oh, hi.
I'm so glad to see you, buddy. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. That's awesome. So Timothy, you got to check out the website because your smiling face is on there. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, here are my testimonials.
I love that.
What a guy will do when a woman begs for a testimonial, right? I'm just teasing.
Yeah, no, but sometimes, what's so funny is that testimonials are hard because everyone's like, it was great. And then they're just like, but it takes so long to process, right? You're just like, and 8 months later, you're like, okay, I'm going to write it now.
Yeah, and look here, Linda Cataldo's in the building. I love these two women so very much. My life is rich and full. Hey, our lives are much richer and fuller because of you, because you're the reason that we're here today.
That's true.
So, thank you for that, sister. So Allison, anything else you want to share before we sign off?
I think we'll save the rest of it for a little intimate gathering later.
I can't wait. All right. So it'd be nice to see some of you guys there next week because you know what? You guys just went through something pretty profound and it was pretty special that Allison shared that with you. I would love to hear your feedback on it. And
a week later, right?
It'd be neat to discuss it next week. So hopefully we can come together. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you tons. I'm really hoping that you are creating your best day ever and that we will see you on Tuesday of next week.
Beautiful.
Take care. Thanks, Allison. Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now, guys.